Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is AJ, and I'm coming to you with another video. And today is Transparent Tuesday, where I am answering a question that is asked of me and being open, honest, and transparent about it. So let's get into today's question. Today's question was posed to me a few weeks ago, and the question is: do I have a lot of dysphoria? Or did I have a lot of dysphoria? And the answer is yes. When I first started transitioning, I started noticing that my dysphoria that I previously had was magnified. Before my transition, I didn't really know or call it dysphoria. It was just all out hatred and anxiety for parts of my body that I knew weren't mine and I didn't want. So once I realized what dysphoria was, then I called it what it was. And yeah, I had a lot of dysphoria regarding my chest, the breasts that I used to have. And the first thing I did once I came out as transgender was to make an appointment for a consult to talk about removing those things that I didn't see as mine, basically. Um, I was never connected to them, always made me unhappy, hated having them exposed in any kind of way, so I always kept them bound. And wearing binders was just further indication of me just not wanting them at all. And even though sometimes the binders would be very restrictive, I would still wear them because I didn't want to have the breast that I had to be loose or to be free. I needed them completely bound. So it was a lot of dysphoria around having breast. But once I started talking to a therapist, things started to get a little better in that area. And then when I had a consultation for top surgery, they started getting even better. And then last year in March, when I had top surgery, dysphoria totally went away regarding top surgery. The thing is, when dysphoria goes away for one thing, sometimes it likes to creep up about something else, which is what it did for me. So even though I had top surgery last year, dysphoria started creeping up about me having bottom surgery. Um, I knew for a long time what I wanted, but I didn't know that I wanted it that bad regarding genitalia, my bottom surgery. So I will be having bottom surgery in May, the first part of bottom surgery in May, and then the beginning of a stage of phalloplasties in November, having a metoidioplasty in June. So did I say May? No, not May. June. I'm having it in June. I don't know why I'm saying May. I meet with my surgeon in May. That's what it is. I meet with my surgeon for my phalloplasty in May, but I'm having a metoidioplasty first in June, and then my phalloplasty in November. That's what it is. Let me get the record straight on that. But a lot of dysphoria crept up about me with my junk, with my bottom parts, and I never knew that they were gonna like come up like that. Like I didn't know that I was gonna feel that way about it so strongly after my top surgery, because dysphoria was mainly around my chest. I never really thought about me having dysphoria around my genitals, and I did. I just was so focused on my chest that I blocked everything else out. And then after I had top surgery a few months later, it just came up again. So yes, dysphoria is real. It is real. Do not let people tell you that, oh, you're crazy, you're out of your mind. Um, that's not real. It is real, and it can be very, very crippling at times. Sometimes it'll force you to step back from things and people because you just don't feel like you. And that's how I felt. I didn't feel like me for decades. I never was attached to those breasts. I never ever liked them. And it was just a godsend for me to have and to be able to have surgery to remove them. But the dysphoria I felt around them it was crippling. It was crippling. I hated it. And I did a video about um, my breast and what I had to go through regarding my breast since the age of 23 on up until I had them removed. So you can check that video out just to see what I had to say about it. But I mean, like I said, before I came out as trans, I didn't call what I was feeling dysphoria. It was just all out hatred for those things. But I know now the terminology. And yeah, and then after my top surgery, dysphoria crept up around my genitals, around me having bottom surgery, and it is imperative that I have bottom surgery. Um, I just I can't stress that enough for me. You do what's best for you. There's some people who are fine with their bodies without surgery. That does not make them any less trans. It just makes them content in their body. For me, I was not content for an extremely long time. I was not content with how my body was. Still not fully content. I will be after bottom surgery. But you have to do what's best for you, whatever that is. And don't let anyone tell you differently. Don't let anyone tell you what you should do or what you think you want. Don't let anyone tell you what you need. Only you what you need. Only you know what you need. So you make sure to do what's best for you. And if you're having a lot of dysphoria around your body parts, around things that don't feel right or don't match who you feel you are, then by all means, please talk to someone about it. Your therapist is your first line of defense. Like, they can actually help you to navigate your feelings about yourself. And it's nothing bad. You don't have to be ashamed to go to a therapist. Therapists are there to help you. And like I said, they're your first line of defense, and they can help you to start to understand different things, and then you can go from there. That's the first step in the ladder of you becoming who you are, talking to your therapist, and that will help to quell some of the dysphoria that you may be having. At least it did for me. And then once I saw my therapist, I saw my doctor, and then that just got the ball rolling. And I'm like, yeah, this is what I want. They start asking you questions. Would you feel more comfortable with having top surgery? Would you feel more comfortable with having bottom surgery? And for me, it was yes, both times. So you do what's best for you. But yes, I did have dysphoria, mainly around my chest, and then after I had surgery, I started having dysphoria around my genitals, regarding my genitals. So I'm having bottom surgery so that I won't have that dysphoria anymore. So I'm doing what's best for me. That is for me. So you do what's best for you. However you feel you need to change, if you don't think you do need to change any type of surgery, and that's a big deal. Surgery is a big deal, so it's not something that you just jump into lightly. It's something that you really have to think about, because there's no going back once you have surgery. So you want to make sure that it is for you. So surgery is for me. That is my choice. So you choose what is for you. All right. Um, so that's my video. Hope that answered your question. If you have any more questions, please feel free to ask, and I will come back and do a video on it. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell. And if you have other questions about transitioning or my transition in general, again, you can hit me up, let me know, and I'll do a video about it, all right? So that is my video. That is me telling you about my dysphoric reactions or my dysphoric feelings openly, honestly, and being transparent about it. So that is this week's episode of Transparent Tuesday. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for sending in your questions. I'm getting a lot of questions, so I do have a lot of videos to do, so please be patient, but I will be coming back every week with Transparent Tuesday, so stay tuned for more. Until then, AJ out.